Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app and you can attempt the quiz in this app and read detailed explanation. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can get revision PDF on this channel. We have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now, let's start. Which startup has partnered with NSIL, that is New Space India Limited, to launch India's private remote sensing satellite? So this collaboration has been done by Pixel, and this has been done to launch India's first private remote sensing satellite, and the satellite will be launched on PSLV rocket of ISRO. ISRO is Indian Space Research Organization. It is under Department of Space. Now please note that recently ISRO was also in news as it signed agreement with Agnikul Cosmos. So it is a startup company headquartered in Chennai. So why this agreement was signed? It was signed to develop and to operate India's first small satellite launch vehicle. So this one is going to be India's first privately developed and operated small satellite launch vehicle. Now, to increase the participation of private sector in the space, we have NSIL, that is New Space India Limited. And InSpace is the regulator. That means it is the regulatory body to oversee the private company participation in the India's space sector. And this NSIL is the commercial arm of ISRO. Now what is the full form of InSpace? It stands for Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center. So it is regulator to oversee the participation of private sector in space activities. Which institution has released a draft paper on online fantasy sports platforms? So this has been done by Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog released a draft paper in the context of online fantasy sports platforms for the national level regulation of these platforms. Now recently Niti Aayog was also in news because of aspirational district program. So this is an initiative by Niti Aayog to focus on the development in the most backward districts of our country. Recently, Niti Aayog released the ranking of aspirational districts, and as per the latest ranking, Mamit district of Mizoram is on top position. On the other hand, Banka district of Bihar is on second position. So this ranking is based on the performance in 6 developmental areas. Now recently, these online fantasy sports platforms were also in news because of new advisory by I&B Ministry, that is Information and Broadcasting Ministry. So this ministry issued advisory to all the private channels to ensure that no advertisements that promote online gambling, betting and fantasy sports are promoted through these private channels. This is against the guidelines by the Information and Broadcasting Ministry. That means the promotion of these activities is against the guidelines by Information and Broadcasting Ministry. Walkup Board and Walkup Council are administered under which ministry? So these are administered by Union Minority Affairs Ministry. Recently it was in news because now in the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir and in the Union Territory of Ladakh, these Walkup Board will be set up. It is important to note that the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir was bifurcated into 2 union territories. One is Union Territory of Ladakh, another is Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. This Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir will have legislative assembly. So now coming back to the original question. So this is the first time Walkup boards will be established in the Jammu and Kashmir and Leh Kargil areas of our country. Depository institutions repo rate or DR rate is the benchmark policy of which country? So it is the benchmark policy of China. Recently, PBC, that is People's Bank of China, stated that the country's monetary policy would be based on this DR rate, that is Depository Institutions Repo Rate. And China recently introduced variable interest rate bond. What does that mean? It means the interest rate of this bond will be variable, and this interest rate is linked to this DR rate. Recently, China was also in news because of Zhang. So Chinese scientists have developed a quantum computer, and the name of this quantum computer is Zhang. And as per the claims by the China, this is world's first light-based quantum computer? Which high court in India has the highest number of women judges as of 2020? So this is Madras High Court. At present, the total number of women judges in the Madras High Court are 13. The Chief Justice of Madras High Court is Justice A.P. Shahi. Next question is, which country has decided to phase out oil exploration activities by 2050? So this has been decided by Denmark. So it is going to end its oil and gas offshore activities in North Sea. So the capital of Denmark is Copenhagen and the currency of Denmark is Danish krone. Recently, Denmark was also in news as Microsoft announced that it is going to set up a new data center region in the Denmark to accelerate the green and digital transformation of the country. A comic book depicting India's maritime heritage has been made by which publication? So it is by Amar Chitra Katha, and this was recently released by Navy Vice Chief. Who is Vice Chief of Navy? He is Vice Admiral G. Ashok Kumar. Recently this was released on the occasion of Navy Day and it is celebrated on 4th of December. Now 4th of December is also celebrated as International Day of Banks. And why this 4th of December is celebrated as Navy Day? It is celebrated to commemorate Operation Trident. So this was a mission by Indian Navy and this was a mission related to 1971 Indo-Pak War. Next year, that means in 2021, Indian Navy is going to celebrate Swarnim Vijay Vars to celebrate 50 years of this Operation Trident. First ever Reddish crop has been grown in the space by which organization? So it was done by NASA. NASA is National Aeronautics and Space Administration. It is the space agency of USA. And recently NASA astronaut Kate Rubins has harvested Reddish crop at ISS. What is ISS? It is International Space Station. So this is a part of, that means this initiative is a part of NASA's Plant Habitat 02, that is PH02 project. Idea or the intention is to understand the plant growth in microgravity conditions. The crops have been harvested in a time of 27 days. Now recently USA was also in news as US Parliament passed a legislation that seeks to create an initiative to promote the legacies of Gandhiji and legacy of Martin Luther King. India Empowerment Fund is set to be launched by which body? So it is related to IIT Alumni Council. And this fund will be set up to provide financial support to India's research system. That means this money will be used for promotion of research in our country. And in the next 10 years, 50,000 crore rupees will be invested. And this fund was launched during IIT 2020 Virtual Summit. And it was Future is Now. So this is the fourth such fund launched by IIT Alumni Council. One is this India Empowerment Fund. Then another one was Social Fund. Third one was Co-Investment Platform. And fourth one was Fund of Funds. The Sikandra to Taj Gate corridor, which was inaugurated by Prime Minister, is a part of which metro rail service? So it is a part of Agra Metro. And the first phase of this metro would connect Sikandra to Taj Gate. So these were the most important questions. Now we are going to cover important news. First is Climate Change Performance Index. So recently this index was released. As per this index, this year India is on 10th position. Last year India was on 9th position. India's overall score is 63.98 as per this index. Now, as per this index, no country is on first top 3 positions. That means no country is performing good enough to be on first top 3 positions. And Sweden is on 4th position, UK is on 5th, and Denmark is on 6th position. This index has been developed by German Watch, and for this it collaborated with New Climate Institute and CAN, that is Climate Action Network. So as per this index, USA is the worst performer and it is on bottom position. USA was on 61st position. and Saudi Arabia is on 60th position. Next is Millennials Tax. So Argentina has decided to introduce a special tax, and this will be imposed on the wealthiest people of the country, and then this money will be used for the medical supplies and for the relief measures, and it is known as Millennials Tax. Next is Narmada Landscape Restoration Project. So recently NTPC, that is National Thermal Power Corporation, has signed an agreement with IIFM. It is in Bhopal. Now what is IIFM? It is Indian Institute of Forest Management. So NTPC signed this agreement with IIFM Bhopal for the implementation of this Narmada Landscape Restoration Project. That means to restore the landscape of Narmada. Now this IIFM Bhopal is autonomous institute under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and this NTPC is under Ministry of Power. Next is biofuel development. So for the development of biofuel, ADB, that is Asian Development Bank, approved $2.5 million support for the technical assistance. Next is India Mobile Congress 2020. So recently Prime Minister inaugurated this Congress, and the theme is inclusive, innovation, smart, secure, sustainable. And this IMC, that is India Mobile Congress, has been organized by COAI, that is Cellular Operators Association of India, in association with Department of Telecommunications. Next is HexaX. So this is a project which is funded by European Union, and the focus of this project is on the next generation of mobile technology, that is 6G. And for this project, Nokia has been appointed as the leading entity. So what is HexaX? It is a project for mobile technologies, that is next gen mobile technologies. It is funded by European Union, and Nokia is leading this project. Next is 2020 World Athletes of the Year. So Mondo Duplantis and Yulimar Rosas are the 2020 World Athletes of the Year. So he is male, she is female. Yulimar is from Venezuela and Mondo Duplantis is from Sweden. He is pole vaulter and she is triple jumper. Next is William Shakespeare. So William Shakespeare from England became the first man to receive the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. Next is TCS, that is Tata Consultancy Services. So TCS has been selected as super brand in UK. Next is IPL, that is Indian Premier League. So IPL was India's most searched keyword in 2020 on Google, and Joe Biden was the top trending personality in India as per Google data. Next is Raj Chauhan. So recently Raj Chauhan has been appointed as the Speaker of British Columbia Legislative Assembly. He is Indian origin legislator in Canada. Next is Parthiv Patel. So he is cricketer. Recently he announced his retirement from all formats. Next is 8848.86 meters. So this is the new height of Mount Everest. And recently Nepal and China jointly conducted an exercise to measure the Mount Everest. And as per this new measurement, the height is this much. And this is 86 centimeter taller than the previous estimation. Previous estimation, that means previous measurement, was done by India in 1954. Next is Tharu tribals. So recently Uttar Pradesh government announced a scheme for Tharu tribals. Now the government will train these tribal people, and the idea is to promote tourism in these areas. So this will provide them employment opportunities, and therefore they will be economically independent. So this tribe is associated to Uttar Pradesh. Next is International Day of Epidemic Preparedness. So recently United Nations approved that 27th of December will be observed as International Day of Epidemic Preparedness. Next is Smuggling in India report. So this is a report prepared by DRI, that is Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, and it is released by Finance Ministry. This DRI is under CBIC, and CBIC is under Finance Ministry. What is CBIC? It is Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. Next is CoWIN. So this is a digital platform which will be used to oversee the vaccination process in our country. So on this platform, people will be able to register themselves for vaccine. Next is Gwalior and Orchha. So these two sites in Madhya Pradesh were included in the list of UNESCO World Heritage Cities under its World Heritage Cities program. So these two sites are in Madhya Pradesh. Next is new policy on school bag. So recently Ministry of Education drafted a new policy on school bag, and as per this policy, the school bags should not be more than the 10% of the body weight of students across class 1st to class 10th, and there should be no bags in pre-primary. Next is RRB, that is Regional Rural Bank. So recently RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India, the regulator of banking sector in our country, allowed RRBs to assess liquidity adjustment facility, MSF, that is marginal standing facility, and to assess call or notice money market. Now there are a lot of terms, so please read about what is call money, what is notice money, what is LAF, that is liquidity adjustment facility, what is MSF, how MSF is different from bank rate, how repo rate under LAF is different from reverse repo rate. Next is Karar Janta Sehkari Bank. So recently RBI cancelled the license of this Karar Janta Sehkari Bank, and it is in Maharashtra. And this license has been cancelled as the bank do not have adequate capital and earning prospectus. Now what will happen to the money of depositors? So the money is insured under the provisions of DICGC. What is DICGC? It is an entity of RBI and it is Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation. So this provide insurance cover for the money up to 5 lakhs. Previously this limit was 1 lakh. Now it was extended up to 5 lakh. That means if you have deposited money up to 5 lakh and if the bank fails, then this much money will be provided by DICGC. Rest of the money will be provided only after the liquidation of that bank. And last is your homework, that is Northern Ireland Protocol. So what is this protocol? How it is related to Brexit? Please read about it. This is your homework. So that was all for the day. Thank you.